In the presence of Allah, the Exalted and Majestic, while He has promised you infinite examples and enabled you to understand it, I couldn't comprehend that He would give us such beautiful infinite things here while in His presence. When a teacher stands in front of you and says, "Look, son, this is how we explain this question. We've given this here. I didn't see it. I took this data in the question. I took this data, tried to solve with missing data, but failed." You know the truth, right? He couldn't see the one there. The teacher does it like this. If you had witnessed, there are no such injustices in the examination of Allah's wisdom. OML, I didn't get it. I thought they were all from there. If you knew this is where it would lead, to such happiness, just come and see me, okay? No one denies it because the Almighty is in communication with us here as well. Not disconnected from its student like a teacher. Its inner mechanism is isolated from the teacher's inner mechanism. You can't even enter my inner self, not even the content of my child. But Allah, the Exalted and Majestic, eyes cannot grasp Him, but He grasps all eyes. The Almighty comprehends all insights. In other words, the image in each of our eyes is within the insight of the Almighty. We cannot comprehend Him, but He constantly surrounds all of us. What are we talking about? What are we thinking? What is going through our minds? When we think about these matters, can we draw conclusions or not? Do we not understand? The Almighty brings the data and info that will enable us to understand from outside to inside through various means. All tools are at His command. Friends, companions, environments, experiences, and the knowledge there, it is evident that at the conclusion of this life, there exists an absolute, infinite life. The one who created this life has already demonstrated it as promised, stating, "Allow me to peruse this book He sent. Let me observe. Let me earnestly concentrate on this." Those who claim that even if it transpires in that manner, they cannot relinquish this life, they disregard it. Even if it turns out that way, even if it will turn out that way, so what if I researched and examined what will happen? I'm sure it's like that. Can you give up this life? He says, let me not waste time. To decline or reject without considering this. Let's assume that it will turn out to be right in the end, taking into account all factors and circumstances. Instead, they deny it, lacking encompassing His knowledge, without examining it, without looking into it, and without taking the time to truly understand. So the person is saying, let go of me. Even though it's true what you're saying, I still don't accept it. I will just live this life. No one similar to me will emerge. I will not ascend to the peace and prostrate myself before Him. Who is this person? He states that he is not willing to let Allah into his life to that extent. I can't be one of those kinds of people. I'm a man of this side. Here I will eat, drink, and live like this. Whatever emerges, that is the true state of affairs. Do not come at me. In the presence of Allah, therefore, you will not see any of them with a genuine excuse or justification. Only the Almighty made it known. Instead, what they used to hide before became clearly evident to them when they passed away from this world and entered the realm of the afterlife. When we crossed over, they stated, we were aware of this. Like a student expressing, I anticipated the problem would arise from this point. In terms of this, we all more or less anticipate life, the afterlife, the transition of death that we will pass through, and the fact that we are already deceased prior to it in this life, sooner or later, at some point. We are aware that life is not only limited to this, but our affection for this life often obscures our vision